Another great day here on the Hood Canal, and I'm with Travelin Red, Carrie Myers here. How are you doing?
I'm doing extremely well. It's a gorgeous day.
It is a beautiful day, and you have put out the spread for us here as we continue to talk about unique experiences on the Hood Canal, and we've been focusing on glamping here, and this is another way that you bring your unique qualities to this. Of course, Be the Traveler, Hood Canal events are some of the other things that we have worked with you in the past. Oh my gosh, come on in here.
Is that over here? Yeah. Thank you.
Carrie, talk to me just a little bit about the spread here today, Travelin Red, where we're at, and what we've got going on.
Well, we've got a lot of delicious food. The most important to call out are the spot shrimp that were very fresh from today is the last shrimping day for Hood Canal. So we have a shrimp cocktail for that.
Very nice. And so the team went out and got these fresh from the water. And
Correct.
I mean, we're a stone's throw from the canal right now.
Yes, and boats are zooming around as we speak. But I got my hands on some shrimp in advance and was able to have Chef Casey make a lovely shrimp cocktail for us today.
So talk to me a little bit about Chef Casey, the team, and what folks can experience when they book a glamping adventure with you.
So Chef Casey has been with me since I left Robin Hood Restaurant that I owned for 11 years. She joined me and we immediately started catering. And then we started to kind of get more intimate and wanted to do more glam picnicking. And that way she'd be able to showcase as much locally sourced food as possible. And it allows for her to really shine in all of her culinary expertise. So I really rely on Casey to help menu develop with me. And we tailor it to the guests' specific dietary requests, theme, their favorites, everything.
Wow.
So today we focused on seafood for this glamping session, which typically most people want.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Yeah, she put together some more shrimp, scallop ceviche, and then we have a little salmon dip here that she prepared as well.
The house that you would stay in is just behind us here, the yellow house. It's Oyster Cove. It's
Correct.
one of 16, almost 17 residents that you rent out, cater out, and people can stay there and then get this whole experience?
Correct, especially if they're waterfront. So not all of my properties are waterfront, but sometimes though, the chef will go in and do private chef. And that could be in the comfort of the home. Let's say it's raining or it's January, it's cold. We still manage to get the culinary side taken care of. So sometimes she's literally cooking in the space, in the kitchen. We've set a tablescape like this. But it's most fun is when it's on the beach, and if it's waterfront, like Oyster Cove or Dockside, Vermilion Cove is another, where we have beautiful beach to work with, makes it even, more fun.
So when we talk about glamping, and I've been around the canal now and seen a couple different styles of this. One that kind of connects in more with the dive culture. One that's a full village that has a multitude of glamping tents here. And you were talking about glamorous picnicking, and that's kind of what we got going on here.
Right. And it allows for the menu to be very eclectic and in season, for one. And it allows for a lot of expression, so number two. And then we can modify and use a lot of the furniture that's already existing on the property, which makes the owners happy. And the glam picnic just really is an expression and variety of different themes. Today we really stuck with the nautical Hood Canal. But there's a lot of different ways to, if you're celebrating an anniversary or a birthday, I take a lot of things into consideration for the client.
When people stay here or they come and rent through you, are they local or do they have ties to the local area?
All of the above.
All of the above.
A lot of them are traveling from Seattle and Portland area. I noticed, but I do get some local business, but that would be Port Orchard, Bremerton, Olympia.
How far, what's the furthest somebody's traveled?
People are flying in for sure and discovering Hood Canal.
Yeah.
that's definitely happening, which is exciting. And so I have to sometimes help accommodate with their flights. Some even fly in on seaplane.
Wow. Can you land right out here?
But typically at the resort.
Sure. Tell me about a time maybe that somebody called you up and said, well, I need to book this for an anniversary or something like that, and my husband or wife, they just love this, and this, and like how you would be able to create such a lasting memory for a couple or a family.
So I always love customizing. Everything is kind of planned out, and I have things and it takes time to pack, but I always enjoy customizing. So when it's an anniversary, and if there's a motif that's really important to them or a picture that they want framed and I put out, I go to great lengths to make sure that all of that's represented, because we are at the end of the day creating memories, long-lasting memories, and that gives me the most joy, is to create a memory for someone through food, decor, and ambiance and lodging.
And I'm not complaining about the view here because it is spectacular, but if we were at a different one of your properties, how different would the canal look, and how is it based on the tides and things like that?
So Vermilion Cove is just like a quarter of a mile from here. That has a sweeping view of, it's actually its own cove, and has a sweeping view of the Olympic Mountains. This has a little corner view.
Yeah.
It also has a dock, so you can moor your boat there. And it's a larger home, so you can have up to 8 to 10 guests, and it's more family friendly.
Okay.
There's a lot of beach combing there. Calm Cove, I'd say that's 1.5 miles, 2 miles from here. There's 3 properties, and we have Dockside, which has its own dock, hence the name. And that's a small studio for 2 adults only. And so Casey and I have definitely done brunches there. We've done chefing. We've rolled things out like this for couples quite often there. And then there's Woodside and the Lodge, which is across the street, but they're all 3 together, owned by the same owner. So a lot of times I can get a family together on one property with 3 homes.
It's beautiful here too, and again, as we look at all the cute little things that we have on the table here, custom made.
Yes.
I mean, these are homemade. You said your sister does these?
My sister Michelle makes a lot of the Travelin Red merchandise, which is a focus on Hood Canal. And so I brought the shrimp because it's shrimping today.
Yeah.
And then she makes bags and aprons, and we're really having a lot of fun with that. So if you do stay at Oyster Cove or Calm Cove, Vermilion Cove, wherever, a lot of times you can gift your significant other, and I can put something together like a cute tea towel or a bag, put some wine in it, roll a beach towel. It makes a nice gift.
Yeah.
And so I do that concierge and try to make sure, if you want a gift, let's make it as unique as possible.
Sure, sure.
When I owned Robin Hood, that led to Hood Canal Events, and then Hood Canal Events led to be the Traveler Concierge.
Yeah.
If I didn't have Robin Hood and I didn't have Hood Canal Event, I wouldn't be here doing this. So it's all just organic and really learning and experiencing it throughout. And to have a career on the shores of Hood Canal is my ultimate dream.
Yeah.
But it did take the slowdown with the COVID, all of that going on, to really have me pause as well and to reinvent myself, much like everyone also did.
Sure.
But it made me want to have more fun with Travelin Red, and I said, well, my logo is the Traveler, and I thought, well, this means traveling and it's tourism based, and I started to acquire more properties, and I really only had, prior to COVID, 6.
Oh, wow.
No, 8, and then it just doubled.
Yeah.
And now it just seems to be the direction, and I enjoy it the most. But I'm just all about always entertaining, and so every aspect of what I do now is a representation of hospitality, basically. And so it makes sense for me to stylize and to do all of this and make experiences that are unique for guests, because I absolutely love it. And that's what Be the Traveler means to me, and that's, the Traveler is on Mount Washington, and it's how the snow melts this time of year.
Yeah.
And that represents, it's a very big deal for the community to have the traveler and what it means to them. So it means the best of hiking, it's the best of lodging, it's the best of culinary, music, art, poetry, everything when you come to this area.
How can people find you online?
You can go to bethetraveler.com, and I have a website that has accommodations tab where you can see all of the properties, and you can navigate through there to select which property you'd like to stay at. They're not all waterfront. I kind of diversified in the portfolio. And then I have the concierge tab and guest amenities. And so I have potlatch beer out here today, and also a bottle of Mosquito Fleet white wine. And so those are usually when guests are arriving and they want to have me deliver wine. Those are my go-tos. And then we have Cameo Boutique and Wine Shop where I go also, and not only stylize and buy really cool things there too, but also a full wine shop. And so it really works magically when guests reach out and want to have the concierge like myself. I'm really actually pulling from my community.
Yeah.
And making it all come together.
Well, once again, we're here at Oyster Cove, one of 17 properties here looked over by Carrie Meyer's Travelin Red here, who can add on to any sort of exciting experience. We're doing some glamorous picnicking here, and again, the folks that would eat here are staying just behind us in that yellow house. Again, Oyster Cove, you can find it on the website, and it's just another beautiful way to experience Hood Canal, and even for people that live like in Mason County that may not be close to the water. These are great experiences to come out, refresh, recharge, and just remind yourself why you live out here.
Yes, exactly.
Good to see you. Thank you for having us out.
Thank you for having me. I'm
This
honored.
is fun.
Thank you.